So I was reading the Bible and studying, and just Romans 1, just Romans, man, just amazing, but Romans 1, there's so many little key elements that I feel we lose because we try to read through it, especially in the introduction. You just don't care much about it. For instance, verse 4 says that Jesus, here are my notes, that's why I'm saying, looking there. But verse 4 says that through the spirit of holiness, Jesus was declared or shown as, or finally formed as, if you will, God's Son through resurrection, which just boggles my mind because it speaks of a whole process of being sons and daughters of God. And if Jesus went through all of that, and now that's where grace comes in, and the process is different, and just it's just a huge mystery still. But there's a whole process that through grace we are considered sons and daughters of God through Jesus Christ because He completed the process. But it also speaks about a process that needs to be taken, and that's being holy, because Paul also says in a lot of different areas, and Peter mentions it, and if the Bible basically says be holy because He is holy, and the Bible talks about three processes. One in which you were already made holy, one in which you are becoming holy, and one in which you will be made holy. So there's a whole process in three different tenses that it's going on at the same time. And at the same time, Jesus finished it on the cross. And Romans 5:10 says that because of His sacrifice, we were saved. But because of His resurrection, we will live. It's just a whole process of things. And that's not what I wanted to talk even about. I want to talk about verses 11 and 12 that says something like, just Paul saying, hey, I want to go there to Rome to give you gifts, spiritual gifts that will bless you. And then verse 12 says, okay, more like encouraging one another in faith through faith in God, but maybe that's where we have been off for a while. He says He wants to give them something. And He just makes it clear, I just want to encourage you, and I want you to encourage me in faith. And now I think we take the nice emotional element of, because we have faith, I'm going to be your friend, and that will be good for my soul. And yes, that's it. But I think He is actually literally meaning spiritual gifts and stuff, and tools, spiritual tools, physical tools, if you will. And that's what I think faith should lead us to, giving and loving. And I wrote this because it's a whole process that goes on, just verses 11 through 15 or something. Whole process, because you know the gospel, you love, and because you love, you give, and because you give, you're working miracles. And because that's a miracle of the gospel, and because you have that miracle, you share the gospel, and because you have the gospel, you love, and because you love, you give. And it's a full process and a full circle of the process of being made holy. That the spirit of holiness through the death and resurrection of Christ, in which we partake on our death, the physical death, and even dying to stuff, but also in the resurrection that we are living, and that we will experience after our physical death, because that's what we will live. It's a whole process of being holy. That's what's been in my mind right now. So read Romans 1, I guess.